Thank you for joining us today. Welcome everyone for the October 6, 2021 All In for Kansas Kids bi-weekly webinar. I am Debbie Deere, joined by my webinar planning co-pilot, Hannah McGahee, and we work for the Kansas Children's Cabinet and Trust Fund and are happy to be here with you today. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, all right. So today's agenda for the webinar will be to share some general updates and opportunities that are available to you throughout the Kansas Early Childhood Network. And then we will get our federal relief funding update from Michelle Allen, as well as an update on the Kindergarten in Kansas booklet. And then our program will be on the Ages and Stages questionnaire, better known as ASQ, their statewide access. So to get us started on the general updates, as you know, the panel has been giving you regular updates at the webinars. The recommendations panel meets on the third Friday of every month, and it meets in the morning. And we are welcoming individuals and organizations to share your thoughts and concerns in either written or verbal form during the Kansans open forum comment section at each meeting. And so you are always welcome to submit those to me by the day before the meetings at 5 p.m. And I will put I have put my email in the chat. So all of the links that I'm going to be referring to during this general update section are already in the chat for you to see. You can also use this site and click on the Early Childhood Recommendations panel and then go to the Roles, Norms, and Procedures to learn how to submit your comments. We want to hear your voices to help make decisions. The October meeting is scheduled for the 15th. And the agenda for that meeting is going to include some discussion about how recommendations are brought forward to the full panel, as well as elevated possibly beyond that, maybe to the Children's Cabinet Board of Directors. And then we're also going to take a poll with the members on the new meeting format that started in July and the work groups that are happening. And then additional time will be allowed for the work groups to meet that are focused on childcare recruitment and retention, family partnerships, and quality and environments. And so there are some links provided in the chat for you. Those are always meetings that are recorded live, and you are more than welcome to join us at any time or watch them at a later date. Free training on the ASQ, as I mentioned, Ages and Stages questionnaire training is available on several dates through the end of 2021, and those are listed here. The ASQ3 training is designed for professionals working with children younger than 66 months of age and identifies developmental delays early. The ASQ-SE2 training is for professionals who have contact with children younger than 72 months of age and identifies social or emotional difficulties. And by identifying these delays early, then children and families are able to receive services as soon as possible. So you can find out more event and registration details on the TASN website, which is in the chat. And you can also earn KDHE clock hours for this. Child Starts Early Childhood Job Fair is happening on Tuesday, October 19th from 2 to 6 p.m. All Wichita area childcare centers, preschools, and early childhood service providers are encouraged and invited to attend this event. You can have a free virtual booth to have real-time conversations, receive applications, and market any open positions that you might have. And you can register on the Child Start Job Fair page at the link, and then you can click more how to connect with local applicants joining the field of early childhood care and education. And as we all know, that is a great need right now. So it would be a great opportunity to be able to make some of those connections. Congrats to the Kansas Home Visiting team for their success at the 2021 Virtual Home Visiting Conference that they held last week. There were 452 attendees that continuing ed credits were awarded to. These sessions were recorded and are available to be viewed by anyone for up to 1 year. And so you can access those recordings as well as that conference agenda at the links that were provided in the chat. The KSAEYC or KC conference registration is extended through today. So this annual meeting and professional development event takes place this week on October 8th and 9th. Those times are listed here. And this is an opportunity to receive 5 KDHE clock hours. The cost is $20 for members and $50 for non-members. And non-members can choose the option of joining the organization prior to this conference, and you will be eligible for the lower registration price. And you can go to the links provided to register. The Kansas Masonic Literacy Center is offering an online training opportunity with 3 modules. Trauma, connection, and emotional wellness modules where 3 KDHE approved clock hours of training each are available to be taken at your own pace online. Eligibility for a $75 stipend is also available after completion of these courses. And you can email Stephanie at staylow17emporia@emporia.edu for information. The Our Tomorrow Storybank collection update as of Monday of this week, October 4th, is broken down here. It lists statistics on this slide on many stories shared by providers and individuals from various demographic and income backgrounds throughout the state. And as also noted here, they are missing some voices from several counties in Kansas. So if you live or work in any of the counties on this list, you are encouraged to share your story and also reach out to others to do the same. And you can always go to the Children's Cabinet website to share a story, and that link is also in the chat. The Kansas Children's Service League needs your vote to help them win $50,000. They are a finalist in the CareSource Foundation's Grant Challenge. So to honor their work with Kansas children and families in the areas of health, safety, and education, to succeed and break cycles of neglect, abuse, and trauma, they need your help and they need your vote. So please go to the link in the chat to vote and share this information out with friends, family, and coworkers. And you can vote every day if you want to until October 15th. KCSL is a great partner in Kansas, providing valuable resources and services to families and children. So let's help them receive these monies so they can continue to do more great work. I now want to welcome Michelle Allen back to our webinar to share the latest updates that she has on the pandemic relief funding. Michelle, are you here somewhere?
I am. Thank you, Debbie. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for having me back. My name is Michelle Allen. I am from DCF, and I'm the CCDF Pandemic Relief Project Manager. So just wanted to highlight a couple opportunities again, just so that we remember that they are here and available, and we're really excited about them. So the Links to Quality expanded support program support is now available, and we are hoping that this will help to support the recovery of our Kansas early childhood workforce through connections to individualized coaching, peer support, and additional resources designed to help promote program sustainability. Go to the next slide. So some of the things that this program administration support may provide is just brainstorming a list of topics that you as a childcare provider may want to know more about, having collaborative conversations about business practices with peers or with others who are experts in the area, creating a plan to meet your goals, learning about new research and best practices in the early care and education field, learning about new research and, getting referrals to other services and supports, applying for quality improvement grant awards to make changes based on your goals. There are some requirements within that, but our friends at Childcare Aware will help figure out if that's something that you qualify for. and then participating in group learning opportunities to build connections with other childcare providers in your area. So there is an email that will be dropped into the chat, and then information about this program can also be obtained just by calling Childcare Aware, and they should have some information up on their website in the coming days on that. So just want to highlight again too, our second round of sustainability grants are available, and the application did launch on October 1st, and those applications will be open and available through November 5th at 5 p.m. Grant applications must be received in the Childcare Aware office at that point, and then awards will be distributed on November 30th. We can go to the next slide. So all of the requirements are very, very much alike what the first round was. So these are determined based on the size of your program, the license size of your capacity, or the license capacity of your program. And instead of this being, these payments being issued over several months, this will be one lump sum payment to be spent through February of 2022. So again, information for that can also be obtained on the Childcare Aware website. And then there are also grant navigators available to help with the application process. And then Childcare Aware did also just launch a chat feature on their website that is staffed by a real human being between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Daily as well. So that's a really, really great resource to have if you have specific questions on accessing the application, seeing if you qualify, things like that. I did also just want to call out, I promised some updates on some startup opportunities, but we are not quite ready to share. So I'm going to share that in a couple more weeks, but we'll have more information available then. I'll go ahead and put my email in the chat if anyone has any specific questions for me. Happy to chat about any of the things related to CCDF pandemic relief. So thank you all.
Thank you, Michelle. And just as reminder, the 1020 webinar will feature a more in-depth presentation on this round 2 sustainability grants. So be sure to plan to join us in 2 weeks to hear more details on that as well. We are now going to be joined by Rachel Willis, and she is the Early Childhood Project Coordinator from the Kansas Parent Information Resource Center, and she's going to be sharing information on the Kansas kindergarten booklets. So welcome, Rachel.
Hi, thank you so much. Yes, I'm really excited to share this news. So the Kansas Department of Education and then the organization I work for, the Kansas Parent Information Resource Center, or usually known as KPIRC, we have updated the version or have an updated version of the Kindergarten in Kansas booklet ready for distribution. So I don't know if you can see it. It looks so good. So this booklet is for families with children between the ages of 3 to 7. And it really provides information regarding, of course, kindergarten readiness, kindergarten entry. So what are the age requirements for kindergartners? What documents are needed to enroll? Those sorts of questions are answered in this booklet. It also talks a lot about kindergarten transition, right? It's a big deal for that kiddo going into kindergarten as well as that family. It discusses those Kansas early learning standards. So how do families really support learning before, during, and after kindergarten? It's got a really wonderful checklist for entering kindergarten, right? So we all love good checklists. So we can say, yep, we've done that. Yep, we've got that. We're prepared, we're ready to go. And of course, it just has lots of other really valuable resources and information regarding kindergarten. So this booklet is available in 5 languages for free. So we just need your help in distributing this resource. So how do you get these, how do you get free copies of this resource to share with the families that you work with? It's super easy. You're just going to complete an online order form. You're going to tell us how many copies you need of which languages, and then we'll put them in the mail for you. We will also, if we happen to be out and about close to where you are, we can even drop them off. So that order form link will be shared in the chat, and I'll be hanging out throughout the webinar. So if you've got additional questions, feel free just to send me a quick message over chat. So anyway, we appreciate your help and look forward to you distributing this resource. So thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And I will get that order link put in the chat soon. So for today's program, we're going to move on. And I want to welcome the ASQ team from the Kansas Department of Education. And they are going to share some exciting news and information and updates on what they are doing. So I'm not sure who's going to go first, but welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Erica Figueroa. I am a research project coordinator at the Center for Public Partnership and Research, and I am joined by Jordan Christensen today as well. Jordan, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yep. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jordan Christian, and I am with the Early Childhood team at KSDE.
And so we are going to talk to you today about the newly available statewide ASQ online system. So you can go ahead and advance. So today we are going to go over kind of a brief timeline and then talk to you about how the system is currently working, structured, and how you can help to, or how you can join if you want to be part of that ASQ online system. So obviously, Kansas has been working on developmental screening for quite some time now. A lot of that really wonderful work was happening kind of in kind of separate patchwork pieces. We know a lot of home visiting services were working on it. A lot of early childhood systems building work. You know, in 2017, we became a Help Me Grow affiliate, which had a lot to do with focusing on developmental health and developmental screening. And also at this time, the KSDE started their kindergarten readiness pilots. And then we were able, with a preschool development grant, during that needs assessment, to do a developmental health screener environmental scan. And really what that was the ability to send out a survey to assess the developmental screening practices and follow-ups to providers of all kinds across the state of Kansas. So we were able to, we had around 550 respondents. And those were medical providers, home visitors, child care providers, really providers of all kinds that were doing developmental screening. And then kind of going forward in that same year, Kindergarten Readiness Snapshot Initiative fully launched, utilizing what we knew from the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative and the results of the environmental scan. Our role and next steps were put into the strategic plan for All In for Kansas Kids. We then started to discuss the structure of our system with other states, other Help Me Grow states, other states that had full statewide ASQ online systems, to see what worked best and what might be the right choice for Kansas. And then this overall system was finalized in spring of last year of 2020. So going ahead. Just to step back a little bit, one of the things that our developmental environmental scan showed was that there really was not an overall consensus across the state of Kansas around which tools should be used for developmental screening and kind of what those practices should look like when you're doing the screen, and then also for referral and follow-up. So one of our hopes and the big reasons behind this ASQ online statewide system was accessibility. We wanted to ensure that any child across the state of Kansas, if the family would like for them to receive a developmental screening, that they had the ability to do so, so that there was an equitable and accessible ability in the state to be able to get those developmental screenings and to provide programs with the support that they need to be able to confidently do the developmental screens for the children that they serve. So the next portion we're going to talk about is the ASQ. Obviously, the ASQ-3 is a developmental screening tool that looks at the major developmental areas or domains for children. So gross motor, fine motor, communication, problem solving, personal, social, and then the ASQ-SE2, it looks at social emotional health and more of that relational health. And these are valid and reliable screening tools, which again had already been chosen by KSDE for their kindergarten readiness snapshot back in 2017. So what is an ASQ enterprise system? So previously, a lot of providers had been navigating the ASQ online system either by purchasing their own enterprise system or by purchasing their own ASQ online system. And our hope was to kind of bring all of those together. So that ASQ enterprise system, what it basically does is it allows for programs serving families to easily organize their data, manage their tools, and provides case management as well as being able to complete the screens online. So what does the overall structure of this system look like currently? So I like to start kind of in the middle and we'll go over each of the portions. So that dark blue enterprise accounts, those are going to be, or are, there will be 30 of those spread across the state, each administered by a Part C organization, again, with one of the major goals in mind being geographic coverage and accessibility. So those enterprise accounts really serve as kind of an umbrella for all of the community partner programs within their geographic service area. These enterprise systems are created for programs that serve children 0 all the way up to 5. Underneath those programs are going to be the actual programs doing the screenings. So child care providers, medical providers, home visiting services, community mental health centers, family preservation, really anyone that has contact with a young family and feels that it is appropriate or would be helpful for their program to do developmental screening. If we go over to the light blue square, that is going to be the enterprise account for the Kindergarten Readiness Snapshot Initiative. And that is going to be based out of KSDE. And then those programs underneath that are going to be local school buildings. All of these different programs and enterprise accounts do go up to a hub that is located at KSDE that is able to pull de-identified data. And one of the really wonderful things about this program or an initiative is that we'll be able to get a much better holistic view of what developmental health and developmental screening looks like across the entirety of the state to better help inform resource allocation and policy decisions. And so we're going to go ahead and now that you know what the whole kind of structure looks like, we're going to start off explaining or talking to you more about the Kindergarten Readiness Snapshot Initiative. So that light blue square, and I'll turn it over to Jordan.
Thank you, Erica. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide. Thank you. So once we collect all of this data from our school districts, you might be asking, how can we use it at the state, and how can they use it within their own local program or building or district? So it can be used to help schools in a variety of ways. The first, it can help design environment and instruction to meet the needs of those incoming kindergartners. It also supports aligned teaching practices and program planning. It can support personalized instruction and promote positive teacher-parent relationships when they are sharing that information back with the families that completed those screenings and discussing next steps. At the state level, as Erica kind of mentioned, this data provides a snapshot of Kansas kindergartners' development and really helps inform opportunities to improve kindergarten readiness statewide. And then we can go on to the next slide, please. So to advance kindergarten readiness, all Kansas elementary schools are required to partner with families to better understand incoming kindergarten students' development. So both the ASQ-3 and ASQ-SE2 provide a snapshot of a child's developmental milestones. And since caregivers often know their child best, they complete both of those questionnaires instead of a teacher, for example. According to Kansas law, all children are ready to enter kindergarten when they meet the age requirement of 5 years old on or before August 31st of their kindergarten year. So the snapshot data helps teachers ensure their kindergarten classrooms are ready to support both social and emotional and academic successes of each of their students. And we do instill with districts that this screening tool is not to be used as a gatekeeper to kindergarten. We also encourage buildings to have their teachers follow up with families or caregivers within 2 weeks of receiving those completed screenings. And this is just so they can provide the results and any additional learning activities that might be useful for those families and students. Next slide, please. Thank you. For the first time this year, districts were given the opportunity to submit an application to begin their 2021 kindergarten readiness snapshot, and this started March 1st of this year. We did have close to 65 districts apply for this. For the districts that did not apply, their snapshot window opened on the typical date of July 1st. We do require that all schools, even our virtual ones, must administer the ASQ to incoming kindergarten students by September 20th. And then all of that data, once it's compiled and come into the various programs, including the pending family access screenings, those must be entered into the ASQ online system by October 11th. So we're coming up on that date next Monday. Just kind of some additional information that might be helpful and useful for you. Currently, we have around 65,000 screenings that have been completed statewide this year. In comparison to last year, our total number was around 55,000. And then you can also see a breakdown between both the ASQ-3 and SE2 portions of those statewide screenings as well. And then there are also over about 750 programs in the KSD ASQ online system that are currently screening at this time. With that, I'll turn it back over to Erica again.
Thanks, Jordan. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the statewide expansion portion or the community enterprise accounts that are administered by local Part C networks. So looking at implementation timeline. So obviously, like we said previously, spring 2020 was the finalization of the actual structure of the system. Winter 2020 and 2021 was the initial outreach and introduction to the Part C coordinators. The account administrators were then determined in March of this year. The MOU was signed between KSDE and KDHE regarding the initiative, and there was Part C contract modifications that were approved and signed. And then really exciting is that in August of this year, so just a couple months ago, all of the enterprise accounts for the state of Kansas were activated. So all 30 accounts that are administered by the local Part C networks have been activated at this time. Looking at just kind of, sorry, Jordan, do you want to take this one?
Sure, yeah, I can. And if I forget anything, feel free to jump in. So in total, we have a little over 820 programs. So this includes elementary buildings, early learning centers, the Part C programs, and our virtual programs. And then as Erica mentioned, in 2021, we expanded this to include the 30 Part C early intervention programs, also known as Tiny K, and their community partners. This also included training opportunities for local staff, and we continue outreach with community partners and organizations. One tool Erica and I have been using is a line of communication is our local ICCs, or also known as our local interagency coordinating councils. There's at least one local ICC that's paired within the geographic boundary of those 30 early intervention programs statewide. And these councils have a variety of community partners that are involved with the Birth to 5 realm and that attend these meetings. And a little additional data behind this is in terms of the Part C program. So far there have been 49 community programs that have been created. There's been 105 new users added, 455 child profiles, and 340 screenings have already taken place across those Part C accounts. So that's just a brief update on that. And then Erica, anything else you wanted to add, feel free to go ahead.
No, that's great. Thank you, Hannah. Next slide. So now that you kind of have a little bit of a history and an overview of what the system, how the system is structured. If you were a program, you know, what are the advantages for joining this statewide system? I'll say the biggest one that we've heard from a lot of different community partners is the ability to screen children virtually. So if you were a community program so a child care or doctor's office that would want to join the statewide system, you would, once you purchase a kit, you would and set up your program within the system, you'll receive a personalized URL that you are able to send out to families. Families can complete the screens on a computer or a phone, and then those results are sent back to you, scored for you to be able to go over the results with families the next time you see them. The automatic selection of the correct questionnaire and the screening and the automatic scoring obviously helps the same time and capacity. One of the other big advantages is that the state of Kansas is covering the subscription cost, the per screening cost, and the cost for the family access or the ability to send out a customized URL. The only fee that an organization may have to join the system is if they do not currently already have a screening kit. We do have a reduced cost of screening kits, and then there is currently a little, some financial aid to purchase kits for programs that have that price is still going to be a barrier. Another really wonderful thing is KSDE was able to negotiate with Brooks Publishing so that those lower volume programs can actually go in and purchase a kit together as long as they're not serving more than 100 children per year. And that again only serves to reduce the cost of those kits so that it's more manageable for some of those lower volume programs. Other benefits to the actual ASQ online system is that it helps you to organize your data from your screening program. It has case management features. It's also both the ASQ3 and SE2 are available to use it in English and in Spanish if you have purchased those particular kits. The ASQ3 is actually also available in Arabic, French, Vietnamese, and Chinese as well, if you have purchased those languages. And then one of the other last advantages is the basically free training that is coming along with this initiative. So you saw at the beginning of the webinar today that there are virtual trainings that are being provided until the end of the year on the different screening tools. We also have wonderful partners at CCDF and that are working with the KITS agency as well to do some in-person trainings. And then there is the implementation support from both our team at CPPR and from Brooks Publishing to help assist programs to learn how to implement the screen into their own workflow and how to use the actual tool online. And then hopefully through all of these program advantages, we'll be able to get more little ones screened. Like I said previously, the ongoing support for programs, training, and TA available as you learn how to incorporate ASQ Online into your program. And so I'll review some of these, and then Jordan, I'll pop it over to you to talk through some of these resources and materials. So we have been creating kind of customized documents in terms of the actual initiative. So introductory letters, marketing one-pagers, FAQ documents. KSDE had already created a really wonderful sitelet, so the agesandstages.com/Kansas for the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative. And we have been working towards that shifting over to the overall statewide ASQ Online system sitelet. So on that sitelet, there's really wonderful learning modules, how-to videos, where to order supplies, quick reference guides, and FAQs. Jordan, you'd like to talk about the other resources?
Sure. So just to kind of further expand upon some of the items that Erica mentioned, the Kansas Teaching and Leading Project presentations are great. I highly recommend those, and those links are available through this slide. The fact sheet, it really includes a lot of the helpful tips and reminders, and we update that each year, and it's also available on the sitelet. One thing that I often use personally in my work with districts are the how-to videos. I highly recommend these. They're anywhere from like 3 to 6 minutes. They're easy to watch. And pretty much you can follow them in chronological order, the way they're listed there on the website, and it'll walk you through how to set up a lot of your online screenings, other tools and functions of ASQ Online. So those are a great resource, along with the quick reference guide and FAQs. And we will be updating the FAQs here shortly, since those hadn't been reviewed in a while. We had 5 new newsletters go out this year. You can also on the sitelet towards the bottom of the page, you can review last year's newsletters and this year's. So those are a really handy resource. We have an introductory letter from the Commissioner of the Kansas Department of Education, Randy Watson. That's really just a nice way to kind of pave the way for the intention behind ASQ and its importance, and this can be shared to any families that are interested in the ASQ, and we have that available in both English and Spanish as well. So that's just a general overview of those. I highly recommend you checking out the sitelet, and we'll continue to update that as we go along.
Next slide. So now this is just questions and answers. And if Hannah, if you want to go to the next slide, that'll be Jordan and Mai's contact information, as well as Heather Staub, who is assisting us on the KDHE side of this collective initiative.
Erica, this is Amanda Peterson from Kansas State Department of Education. Thanks so much for you and Jordan for giving a great overview of this work. I've been answering some questions in the chat as they come in, but I know there's been a lot in there. So Amy Milroy asked if childcare centers are able to sign up to use the ASQ enterprise system and if we're taking more users. And I shared the agesandstages.com/KS site that has the contact for the local Part C ASQ account administrators. Is there anything else that you'd suggest for an interested childcare center director or community partner as they're exploring how they can get connected with us?
I would say that that's your best bet to contact your local Part C network. On the sitelet is exactly who that account administrator is. They will be able to tell you more information about the system or provide resources that will give more information about the system and help you get set up if you decide it's the right step for your particular program.
Terrific. And then Amy Gottschimmer had a question that I know we've worked through, but I'd appreciate you sharing the details on. When we purchase kits that will be shared between, for example, family childcare providers, so the piece that we were talking about where a kit can be shared amongst folks who don't have very many kids, as long as the total number of kids served is less than 100. Is there anything special that we as providers need to do to make that happen, either in the purchasing process or when they register the key codes?
Yes, we do have, and that'll be something that we're going to go ahead and put on the sitelet, and I can also send to you, Amy, is that there is a application from Brooks Publishing that basically will allow for multiple key codes to be created for the one kit, so that when you enter into the program, it's like any other program. You have your own portal, and you're not having to kind of share that portal with any other programs for data security purposes. So we will also share that application on the website, and we can send that straight to you.
Thanks, Erica. That's all the questions that I see in the chat, but I'm not sure if any other folks on the Zoom would like to come off mute and ask any other questions or share about what's happening with this in their local communities. Terrific. Well, since I see Rachel Willis on my screen, I'll say shout out to Rachel for the great work of getting the case studies onto the Kansas Teaching and Leading Project website. If any of you are looking for a really terrific video about how Emerson Elementary in Kansas City, Kansas is implementing this initiative, I'd recommend checking that out. Erica and Jordan, I don't know if any of you have any closing thoughts or if that's what we've got. I'm really excited that we've got this underway.
I would just say thanks again for letting us come and present today, and please feel free to reach out to any of us with any further questions you have. And thanks, Amanda, for keeping an eye on the chat while we were presenting.
Yep, just echo that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Well, thank you to the ASQ team, both for being here today and then also just for all the great work that's going into this. Obviously, the successful transition into kindergarten from early childhood is such a priority and so crucial to everything that's happening in our world of early childhood. So thanks to everyone. So to wrap up our meeting, we just have some reminders of upcoming meetings. As mentioned earlier, the Early Childhood Recommendations Panel meeting is scheduled for October 15th from 9 to 11:30. Our next bi-weekly webinar in 2 weeks is on October 20th. And as I mentioned, we will be giving details about the round 2 of sustainability grants from Child Care Aware. And then a little ways into the future, our next cabinet and stakeholder group meeting day is scheduled for Friday, December 3rd. And you can register at this link here to be able to go to that and take part. And also there is some information here on how to share feedback anytime you feel like it on the Kansas Children's Cabinet website. So to wrap up today, to keep in our theme with the kindergarten transitions and successful and what that process looks like, it made me think of the poem, All I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. So since we're giving you back about 15 minutes of extra time in your day, I would encourage everyone to look up that poem if you haven't already seen it and are familiar with it, and read what it has to say. It's kind of fun, and it helps put some things about life in perspective. So thank you to everyone for joining us. We always enjoy having you here on the Noon Hour every other week, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. So have a great rest of your day.